And it's there it goes. All right. Now we are live. We are
Sweet.
live.
Hello.
What's up,
Hello,
guys?
hello. So Dylan, Alicia,
You got
Alicia,
it.
yeah.
Alicia, welcome to the show. Man, I was like, oh, I hope I don't fuck her name up already. I just asked her.
You psyched yourself
Oh,
out.
yeah.
I did.
It's like I can't even say her name. It's like weird.
Yeah, it's like really gross when you do.
It's like the start of every podcast that we do. I'm like,
Now I have to hear you
Alicia's
say her
here
name.
because like it's just like weird
gonna
to me.
I'm gonna share this out too. I'm gonna go on and share it.
I don't call her that often, right? So like never actually.
Yeah.
Like except for on the podcast. That's it.
Or as a joke to piss me off.
Mhm.
Well, you know, she'll call me by my name, and I'm like, I'm not gonna respond to you till you actually call me.
Yeah, right.
Call
Hey,
me
there's
baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Or
know.
grow up and get out.
I'm just like, nope, not gonna happen. And I'll be like,
to, share this here. There we go.
yeah, no, I shared it out on my end. Brianna's sharing it out. What's going on, everybody? I see a bunch of people hopping in. Leave us a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. We're on 4 different platforms right now, and drop some sobriety dates, and we're gonna jump in here shortly. Well, I appreciate you guys coming on for sure.
Absolutely, man. Thanks for having us on.
Yeah,
It's good to have you as our first here.
yeah, absolutely. We were. Oh man, I'm still getting on the tail end of being sick, but you know, all that crap in my lungs and stuff. But man, I was really sick, and then I was getting better when we were supposed to do it, and then I was just down and hill, and I was like, fuck, man, I can't do this.
Yeah, it's that time
Yeah.
of year, man. Today was rough just because the rain and everything over here. It's like I'm just feeling like shit, but the
Yeah,
show must go on here. Hold on.
yeah. Mike,
I'm just gonna
Beatty
post
says
this in
what
a
up.
couple
Yeah, go for it,
Yeah,
man.
Mike.
pages.
Absolutely,
Groups. I'm
absolutely.
gonna share it to
Should have
Scar
brought my
Nation.
chapstick.
Oh yeah. See if we can get a. I know Josh normally works graveyard shift, so I don't know if he's at work right now or not.
Yeah, I share to the Scar Nation pay group. So they have like a group, I guess. That's I believe it's run by Tiana that he had on the episode the other day. But we had Josh Catlett on with us.
Like episode 3 or something.
Yeah,
right?
about a month and a half ago. That was the first time we actually went on video. It was with him.
Yeah, it was.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, before that we were just doing recording.
I was like, I will absolutely not be going on video ever under
Yeah.
any circumstance. And then I was like,
we
sure.
were a
what's
little
up, guys?
nervous, right? But we at that point we were both on the same computer, so we were like
Yeah.
smushed in together, sitting
Horrible.
together, and
That's how we were. We're like
Yeah,
right
and
on
we're
top
like-
of each other.
yeah, and we're like, this is shit, you know?
Yeah.
I didn't mind
but-
it. I would lean on him in the wall and stuff like that. Like I was comfy.
Yeah,
But it's
Yeah.
just like, you know, you wanna present like the best quality and
right.
you know,
right,
professionalism and whatnot. And so we've changed a lot since we've started, and it's like, you know, it's always changing things up, trying to figure out what's
Right.
the best technique and whatnot to
it's
do it.
trial and error, right? You know, maybe that
Exactly.
doesn't work for you. Let's move on to something else. Let's try something else,
Yeah.
right? So
You
now
know,
we're
it's-
trying different lighting and things like
Yep.
that because you know we're literally in our dining room right now, so
Same. Yep.
the
Same
lights
here.
was just way too bright for me, so I've set up like a little lamp on the table. So
Yeah.
now
I'm-
I went like I had to go and get another MacBook just because like that was just not working for us. The 2 on screen thing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
And also, like, I didn't realize until we were on video how fidgety I am, like just in
Oh,
a general sense. And then I was like, ew, that's annoying. I had to like get over that. But when we were like that close to each other, I was just like bumping into him.
Yeah.
You know what's funny is when as a side note about with Josh, when we had him on, like we scheduled him to do like our normal pre-record, and then he posted that we were going live like
Yeah.
right before, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh,
Oh,
shit,
no.
I guess we're going live. 'Cause I
You had
didn't
no
wanna-
time to get ready.
I didn't want to tell him like, no, this is pre-recorded. So I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
screw it. It's all good though. Like at the end of the day, we're all here. We're doing the same thing. We're here to
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
fun and talk recovery and share inspirations and whatnot, you know?
Yeah, right. Well, and that's the thing is when I had him actually scheduled before that, and he slept through it. And he's
Yeah.
like, oh shit, I
We were
forgot
like,
Sounds
about
like
the
fun.
time, the
waiting.
time difference, you know. And I'm like, oh yeah, right, because he's out in
Yeah.
at Tennessee or whatever. So it was
Yeah.
like he's like 3 hours. Was it 3 hours behind or something? So
Okay,
Yeah, well, how far behind you or us are you?
I have to.
It's 8:37 right now.
Oh, so we're on the same time then. Okay.
Yeah, right.
I wasn't sure, like, even though you're where you're at, I wasn't sure if like the
that
time
just
zones changed.
freaked me out for a second
Well,
because I was looking down at my phone sharing it.
Yeah.
So it lags, and I looked up, and Alicia was gone, and
she's
I'm like,
gone.
hold on, wait.
She
She's here on
disappeared.
my phone.
She has left the building. I was talking with Chuck from Ashes to Awesome.
Yeah.
And so I have him tomorrow, and so he messaged me this morning, and he's like, it's April 3rd, because it's April 3rd there.
Yeah,
we're
that's
in
Thailand.
right? And so I'm like, what do you mean? And so he's like, I'm in Thailand. He's like 12 hours ahead of us. So I'm like, no, that's tomorrow for me. Today for you.
We do our Friday night, Black Ash Radio together, and he does the thumbnails, and there's been a couple days where he puts the date for his because it's Saturday morning for him when we do it.
Yeah.
And so it's like, I'm like, bro, you got to like change the date. You got to put it to Friday, not Saturday.
Yeah. He's, I was actually listening to some of his episodes, and then, one of his ads actually came in that was you for something, and I was like, oh,
really?
Shit. Yeah, I was like, oh, cool, because it was just like right in the middle of, how the podcast, some of them have the
the PSAs,
middle, right? So, so one of them was you that came in. I think I was watching him chat with Dr. Lisa. It was actually a really good episode. I was listening to it when I was working, and it's just really good to listen to Dr. Lisa. She's really
trying
smart.
to get Dr. Lisa.
Hi, Jennifer.
Yeah, she really knows her stuff. But being in that field, you know what I mean? It's there are differences in podcasting and then into the actual medicinal area of it, right?
Yeah. So, hey Jennifer, thank you for hopping on. So I guess we'll kind of just get ready to hop right into it.
Let's do it.
Off to the races.
Off to the races. If you guys are just tuning in, please drop a comment. Let us know where you're watching from. Drop some sobriety dates. Share the live out, and again, I know I said it once, but thank you guys for coming on. Thanks for taking some time out of your night to come hang out with us.
Yeah, it's kind of last minute too, right? I'm like, you available tonight? You might as well get you on,
You hit me up this morning. Well,
I know he texted me this morning. He's like, are you off work at 8?
Yeah.
I answered him like 4 hours later.
Yeah, because I'm like, well, hey, we're available tonight. I'm off work today, so let's see if we can get that going again, right? Because I know that you were sick and whatever. So
congratulations, Mike, on just getting a little past 30 days.
Yeah, we're so excited.
Yeah,
that's
amazing.
Awesome, Mike. What were you gonna say, Alicia?
I was just gonna ask that. Last off topic thing, but is that astronaut riding the dinosaur like it isn't moving?
Yes, that's why I said we have to slide it down.
I might have missed it, but it looks like he's actually riding it.
He's riding it, and the T-Rex has the helmet on too.
It's moving, so it looks like he's bouncing.
Oh, because I'm hitting it.
Because she's hitting it.
Okay,
that's
sorry.
I slid the table out some, so I don't like sitting in the bar stool style chairs. I fidget a lot more. So I'm in a regular chair, and he didn't think about that when he set the table up, and I came in, and I'm like, we need to move the table some.
So if somebody was on some psychedelics, this would be really trippy for them.
Yeah, because it's moving
right away.
Anyway,
and we have another one too that I ordered online, and I ordered the biggest size, which I think was like 105 inches by 90 inches.
Oof.
So it's huge.
Yeah. We want to get a tapestry too. Like
that would have been
nice
me. Ordered the biggest one.
But I want to get it customized. It's a nightmare trying to find somebody to do that. But
and we change them up too. What I was thinking too with our new couch is I was looking at curtains last night because the couch is going to be set in front of our window.
Yeah.
So instead of a tapestry, I was trying to find some curtains that would look cool with it and also match my living room.
Yeah.
It's all got to fit together, right? Because it's all there, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
Cool. So
Haley is here. We have her coming on, I believe, on the 9th. She'll be on High Sobriety podcast.
Awesome. You know what's funny is Haley does all the lives that we all do. So I'm surprised we haven't got her on yet, babe.
Yeah. There's you'll see the piece. The people are just like going around. They're on everyone.
Yeah, Haley's cool.
Haley's been on a lot of our Fridays also.
Yeah, like we'll do our Friday night lives, our game nights and stuff. She'll come on and play games with us and whatnot. But that's cool that you guys are getting her on. Let's see,
Rudolph, what's up, man?
going on, Rudolph? No love. Damn, you guys showing him no love?
Hey, I as soon as I saw him comment, I shouted him out. So
what's up, Kate?
Well, see, that's the thing too. So, do you guys normally stream from StreamYard, or are you streaming on Facebook?
Yeah, we use StreamYard.
Okay.
Yeah, I subscribe to it. I have to pay for it every month now. We did like a couple lives, and then it was like, hey, you got to start paying us now. I'm like, oh, okay.
Well, we also pay the extra money to stream in 1080p instead of 720 and all that other crap. So
I think I signed up for that too. You know, plus you get like a whole bunch of other good stuff with it too, right? You get like you can have like a whole bunch of people in on one call.
Isn't that amazing?
That's like the coolest,
crazy, right?
Isn't that amazing to like have your money and want to spend it on stuff like that instead of the alternatives?
Right. And that's actually crazy.
We talk about it like pretty regularly.
It does come up a lot.
Almost every time I purchase something, I'm like, man, this could have been drugs.
Yeah. Like
no, but not in a bad way. Well, but like for real, it's like
per month. I mean, I pay $20 a month just to have to a podcasting streaming service that puts it all out there on the streaming sites, and then we pay StreamYard, and it's like that's a 40 bag right there.
I always
just to have my stuff out
drug
there.
Math.
It's
the only math I know.
Yeah, when I got sober, I subscribed to like Ipsy and Birchbox and FabFitFun and like all these monthly subscription things, and I'm like, holy shit! Like I can afford these every month,
and it's like Christmas every day because you have like shit rolling into your doorstep every couple days, and you just get like so excited. It feels good to feel excited about something.
Absolutely.
Other than passing out.
Even too, I was thinking about it the other day. I'm like, wow, my cell phone hasn't been off in years.
Right. And I have a cell phone, which is usually it was like I'd get a cell phone and then it was gone, sold, you know what I mean? So it's nice to have that. I got MacBooks and stuff. It's like but I remember using when I was using like fentanyl and all that, it was that I had a MacBook, but it was gone pretty quickly, right?
Yeah.
It didn't last. And that was as soon as I started using needles and whatever, nothing really lasted that was even worth a little bit of money, right? So
I got so pissed off at like the amount of shit that I pawned, and I'm just like, really, like I had like a $1,500 Swiss, smartwatch that was expensive, and I took it to the pawn shop and got $400 for it, and it gave me what, 1 day worth of, because I had like a $300 a day habit, so like it gives me like what, a little over a day for a use. I'm just like, what the hell, and then it's like, then I'm a big like Second Amendment carry, I had my permit to carry and everything, and I went and pawned like 2 guns, and I remember I traded one of my guns for 5 pills to my dealer. I was like, hey, I'm like really sick, what do you take the, it's just, you look back now and you're just like, what the hell?
That's another thing too. I mean, I've definitely experienced having like a dealer that would just take anything, you know what I mean? And like I would go and like boost meat, like steaks and stuff, and you know what I mean? Like he'd just take anything. Like I actually have 2 Godfather pictures on the wall, like they're like wooden like poster art. And I got those for my drug dealer, but what I did is I traded him like a bunch of my stuff. He's like, here, I'll give you 2 of these and a bag, and I'm like, all right, sweet, right? And then I'm like, well, at least I'm not losing a bunch of stuff. I still get these 2 in return, but definitely not as good as the things that I'm giving him.
But you know what, with that, pawning your shit also goes hand in hand with like just not ever having your shit, because you move all kinds of times and like, you're getting kicked out of here or whatever. And so each time your stuff depletes. The other day I found a card that somebody gave me in like 2016, and I have moved to a different province, lost everything, moved back. So I'm like, how the hell is this kicking around just like in a drawer in my new house where I've moved now like 4 different places?
Crazy the things that you like hold on to. I have like a t-shirt from high school, and that's a good 15 years ago, but like through all of the crazy addictions and alcoholism and everything that I've gone through and all the moves, and I mean I've like abandoned houses and like left all my stuff there and whatever, you know what I mean? And it's still just like there, hey, like shirt that I've had for 15 years, like don't it doesn't fit me, and
he literally had this shirt when we dated in high school,
but it's just weird how you hold on to this stuff too. It's crazy.
You said too, like moving and abandoning everything, but there's still those couple things that you always hold on to
and
through all of it.
Weirdest things too.
It is actually really weird because I actually found the shirt the other day, and it's just like weird to think about that. It's just through the moves and all that. That still came with me. You know what I mean? Like I think the one time I was like basically squatting in my apartment because I hadn't paid my rent and who knows how long, but I had to get in through the window because I had no key. They like took the keys to it, but there was nobody in there, so I was like squatting in there. But to think that I because I left all my stuff in there, but to think that I took that shirt with me and probably others too, but it's just wild, crazy.
I mean, it's a dope shirt, so give me that.
There was a do you guys follow Logan Bruce at all?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we do.
So he when he was on the show and he was telling me, he was like, he was saying like, he pawned like all his guitars and everything, and then he went to like the last one and he was gonna pawn the last guitar. But then he's like, you know what? Give it one more shot, and he gave it one more shot, and then like he got sober and blew up and this, that, and the third. But it was like, imagine like if you would have pawned that last guitar, so it's crazy stuff like that, like that you think of, like sometimes we're just one thing away from pawning that could change our whole entire life.
Yeah, crazy. Boston 2%. How are you, man? He's gonna be on the High Sobriety podcast as well this month.
Yeah,
we got Boston month.
I think it's the 14th.
Can't wait to have
him in.
Yeah, I seen your guys' lineup. You guys got a really good lineup.
Yeah, you know what? I really wanted to stack it for April just because I'm going back to work, so I wanted to kind of get a bunch of people in so that I can we can get some episodes going before I'm back working.
And also like we're moving May 1st, and
so I wanted to get a nice lineup going just so that we could have some people on, share their stories and chat it up.
For anyone that's listening, Brianna and I are gonna be on Cinco de Mayo on your guys' platform. Remember, so I don't know what's yeah, right. I'm saying the May 5th, right?
We're first time hearing about it.
I don't. Dylan deals with all that.
I'm talking to Dylan.
Speak to the man.
May 5th.
We're scheduled Cinco de Mayo to come on. And no, I did tell you about this. Oh, see, she just didn't. The day that we booked it, I was like, babe, we're gonna be on High Sobriety on May 5th.
Yeah.
He knows.
I'm pretty sure I have a pretty good lineup coming May 5th as well. I'm just kind of in the top. I'm trying to get Kevin from the Addict's Diary.
Oh man, I've been trying to get him.
Yeah, I did hear back from his people that they were going to pass on that I had messaged, but since then I haven't heard anything back. So I have been trying hard on that one. I have followed him for years and years, right? I've been following him, so I was like, I really want to get him on because he's like, his posts have helped me through some pretty crazy times. But that's like one page, like in like an addict sense that I've followed all this time. Because the pages, like all these pages here, this is all rather new to us, to me, because in active addiction I wasn't really I didn't really know that there was a whole community like this, right? But I did
just your local community,
right? And I did see Addict's Diary though, that I always had, so I do want to get him on. I know it's probably going to be tough, but
hey, you know what, keep at it though, man. It's taken me there was a few people, it took me a year to get them, but it was a year of consistent back and forth emailing constantly, but persistence. We made it happen, but it's just keep doing it, man. You'll get it, definitely.
Hi, Poppy.
It's doing to you.
A dog?
Yeah, Boston. Yeah,
her face is all wet. She ran down here, so the kids must have been doing something to her upstairs.
I don't know if you guys, I don't know like what kind of music you guys are into, but if you're into like metal and stuff, definitely, like we had Jesse Leach from Killswitch.
Yeah, I seen that.
Definitely got to get him though.
Yeah, it was. I actually used to really love that band back 15 years ago.
Yeah.
I used to skateboard to their music, man, back in the day. Rose of Sharon was like my skating song.
There you go.
I thought that was really cool that you guys had him.
This might sound like a funny question, but are you guys allowed stateside?
I don't have a passport.
I am.
You don't need a passport. You just need an enhanced ID.
Yeah, if you have offer them, I don't know if Canada offers enhanced licenses.
No,
I'm not sure. Yeah,
I don't. I don't actually. I feel like I heard that they were doing that or talking about doing it, but honestly, I'm really not sure.
Yeah.
What's up, Chuck?
Right now, Chuck is here. There he is.
Yeah, what's up, buddy?
Right now, our country sucks.
Yeah,
so.
it's really bad here.
I was just saying that though, because Jesse's not that far from us, and we went and met him recently, and we're planning on going back out there. So if that's something you guys would
That
ever
would be awesome.
want to make the trip with us, you guys are more than welcome to.
That would be super cool.
He's a cool guy. Like he's the definition of he doesn't let fame and money and all that like cloud his his perception. So.
Do you want to?
Well, I love that he has taken the time out to talk about recovery and stuff. You know what I mean? Because you can, no matter, especially celebrities, it hits everybody pretty hard. And if you have a story to tell, I think you should tell it. And you know what I mean? Like even if you are like a famous musician or because he's not an influencer, right? Or he doesn't. Hey, recovery is not really, he's not boosting it out, but to take the time to say, hey, I've been through this is really admirable for sure.
Yeah, Boston says he's banned from Canada like Gucci Man.
Yeah, Gucci
Honestly,
Man ain't coming here. No,
it's not even worth coming.
We tried to go to Canada on our first date. That didn't happen.
Oh no,
I got detained.
It was like, nah, you're not going.
And I lucked out. The power was out, and they were trying to figure out what information they had to write down for their system. And they all just seemed annoyed. So they walked me back over. They're like, here, you need this paper, just go. They walked me back over and sent me on my way.
Yeah.
Hey, but sometimes you get the good ones where they're like, come on over.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I never, ever, ever, ever in the history of ever have gotten the good ones. And when I say ever, I mean ever.
Now, have you guys ever been to the States?
Yeah,
I've been there lots of
times. I went to Rochester.
Obviously,
for
they know how they are.
For
I don't know.
Well, the thing is that
Thailand.
when you're 16, before, like if you're 16 and younger, you can go over with written consent from an adult with no passport. So I've been over to Darien Lake, and
I was just gonna say
I
first
went
time
to
was like Fantasy Island.
Rochester to see Lil Wayne 15 years ago.
There you go.
And he didn't
back
show
when he
up.
was good.
Yeah, we're talking the Drought 3 era where he was killing it. He showed up, but it was like he had maybe a half an hour set. So other than that, it was just a bunch of like openers that like I'd never even heard of. But until he showed up at like 11:30, he went on for maybe 45 minutes, and then that was it. And I was like, hey,
and
I
now
don't
it's
even
just
care.
like 1 a.m. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I didn't even care.
What do I do?
It was Lil Wayne.
Yeah,
I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah,
I went to Pittsburgh once.
See, I'd like to go to like Pittsburgh.
I saw a Pittsburgh Penguins game. I went up in this trolley that like you overlook the city. Then I pretty much went home.
Really?
That was it. Yeah.
New York is one I'd like to go to. I really wanted to go there when I was like drinking because I wanted to just go, no hotel, no nothing, just drink and hit like all the bars throughout the night. I thought that'd be like a really fun thing to do. But then I thought about it and I'm like, I don't know, dude, that sounds really dangerous now that
I did it in Montreal on New Year's Eve.
Montreal is really nice. We went to Montreal in September to see Chris D'Elia. And it was really fun. We had a good time, but we were only there for one night.
And I also want to put emphasis on the one that I was the only person driving. So it took a fucking toll because we went up for one day and then came home.
But right, and
to drive.
It's 6.5 hours probably. Yeah,
we went up, seen a show, went to sleep, woke up at 5 a.m. and left. And had to be back.
And actually, the venue that we were at seeing Chris D'Elia, a couple days later, Cannibal Corpse was going to be playing there. I was like, shit, man, it would have been nice to stay.
Reflecting back though on that is like that's never something I could have done. No. When I was using cocaine and fucking, would have done when I was using cocaine because I was just like unhinged.
Yeah.
But like drinking and shit, like the next day, you can't get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and drive for 6 hours.
I was off.
Not unless you keep drinking.
Right,
yeah.
and that's the thing is it's the anxiety that would get me from drinking, and that's what would push me into drinking more, and then I'm just drunk all the time. There's like this little tiny window where you're like, okay, now I feel better and I'm not anxious, and then it's now I'm fucking hammered. You know what I mean? So now I'm at work drunk.
And then you're like, shit.
I wish I can go to Canada. I mean, I got to get my enhanced driver's license, then I could go. I really want to because so many good fucking bands are coming, are just right on the other bit that are coming. As I Lay Dying, and a bunch of them that are going to be doing shows, and I'm like, I can't go without her. So
yeah, it's a good year for concerts. Actually,
our doggo just came home from our walk, so.
Oh, okay.
It's running around.
It's funny though because when we do these lives. Again, like I said before we started recording, was like, a lot of them are pre-recorded, so like we're focused, hyper-focused. We know what we're talking about. When you do these lives, the conversation can just go any which way.
Yeah.
So we kind of just run with it. However it lands is how we run with it.
Hey,
so
and we've been that way. I mean, the first episode that we were gonna do for the podcast, I'm like, well, we'll sit and we'll plan it out. I just sat down and was like, I'm not planning this out. We're just gonna hit record and go. And I was like, right? And we did it all in one take. It just flowed out. I think it was easier because we started just by like introducing ourselves and kind of going into our stories, each of us, right? So I kind of just started from the beginning and slow. I mean, you're obviously leaving stuff out, but I want to do another episode where I kind of just go on to a part 2 of my story because I left so much out of it. But you don't know what you're doing in the first one, right? So I'm like, well, I don't know how long we were planning to just have it go for like 20 minutes, I said, but we ended up talking for over an hour. And like that once we got comfortable with it, it kind of just flows out, right? And I find that having no plan is the best plan when it comes to this, because it comes out more genuine and exactly.
You're not like forcing it, like we had when Matt Keegan came on, we were like 50 minutes into it, and normally we record about an hour 15 max. We were 50 minutes in, we hadn't even touched his story. We were like, we were just having such a good conversation about recovery. So it's like, okay, now we got to have you come on for another one. We had another, Mike Miller, who is he's over at the Yatra Center, which is where Chuck from Ashes to Awesome is in Thailand. He's a trauma therapist, and he came on. We had him on. We didn't even talk about his story. We ended up talking about trauma therapy and like all these different things, but it was really cool because it was just like, it was like a therapy session.
It came out of nowhere, right?
Like we weren't.
I know exactly what you're saying, because that's how it was when we had Benjamin Lerner on.
Yeah, Ben's another one.
We sat in the lobby and had a podcast, basically. I was like, and then I'm like, we should probably like get recording into this, you know what I mean? Because I'm like, we talked to him for a little while just in the lobby without even going into the recording. But and then like I told him after we were done, he's like, thanks for having me. I'm like, we're gonna have to have you on again, because we didn't really barely touch on how much we wanted to get from him. But there's so much, even with my story, like there's just so much that it just gets left out. And I think that when we had Josh Catlett on, he had said the same thing. He's like, coming on your podcast, I'd like to kind of share some different aspects of my story that I haven't gotten out on other podcasts, because he's like, there's just so much that it just gets left out. Right? And I'm like, yeah, no, I totally get that, because that's what happened to me too. Like I still have so much more. So I'm thinking about just doing an episode where it's just us again, and we kind of just go a little deeper into it. But I guess we'll see. I like the little random lives we jump on. I'm like, hey, you want a podcast? She's like, sure. And we're just like, all right, set it up and off we go. Right.
That's what we did the other night when we were sick. When I was sick and we were in the hotel room, in PA. And I just it was like 7:30, and I looked over at her and I was like, hey, you want to do something a little risky? And she's like, no. And I'm like, no, do you want to do something a little risky? She goes, okay, yeah.
Risky,
I was like,
risky.
let's do a live. Let's just hop on. Let's just do something. And so like we did it by 8:30, and we're like, we're only going to be on 20-30 minutes max.
Yeah.
And we ended up being on like over an hour, and that was like a really, really good interaction with a lot of the people, just because like, and we were just bullshitting, talking about nothing, you know?
Yeah. Well, because people come on and they throw their comments in, and then you're like, oh, right, that's another avenue that I wanted to go down, or like it brings in a whole lot of different other aspects to it, and kind of gets their voices heard as well.
Yeah. Chuck says that's called burning content.
Right. I know. I listened to like I said, the episode with Dr. Lisa, and she even says when she's on with Chuck, she's like, well, we had a big chat in the lobby and we didn't even get to recording yet. I really liked listening to him and her kind of just talk about whatever, but she's really knowledgeable. We'd love to try and reach out and get her on as well.
Yeah, I've talked to Chuck a little bit about getting Dr. Lisa on, but she would be a very, very good. Oh, guess who just hopped on? Mr. Chuck LaFlange. What the hell are you doing? What the hell are you doing? Oh, I forgot he has access to StreamYard.
What's up, man? How are you?
Heck?
Well, Chuck just crashed the party.
Like, well, if you're going to talk about me, you might as well be there.
I forgot because we share the StreamYard account. So
listen, not getting too much into detail, but me and Jared did something the other day on StreamYard, and I'm like, babe, what if like Chuck can hop in on this? Chuck can hop in on this. He's like, it's not going to. I'm like, well,
why wouldn't I jump in on it?
Nah, you didn't want to jump in on that.
You can do that?
Oh, apparently.
Because we share StreamYard accounts.
It was just for recording.
Oh, okay. Recording purposes. Gotcha.
It was just recording, no streaming purposes.
I was like, y'all making money doing that?
Hey, if you're paying it, you might as well get what you can out of it.
I don't really pay my half, let's be honest.
I mean, Chuck doesn't, but it's okay though. He makes up for it in other ways. I got to start sending him some episodes
how does he make up for it?
He's gonna start.
Stop, Brianna.
I thought we weren't going to talk about this publicly. We all know how
it's literally tripping me out that we look like twins. Like wearing the same
glasses and everything.
I never even noticed that now, though. Holy shit! Eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Twinning.
It's funny too because I had this shirt and an orange one, and I'm like, which one do I wear, guys?
I was baking rolls before this, so I had to take off my flour stained t-shirt and change into something.
Chuck, you hopped in. Jared's going to take his pants off.
I was wearing pants right now.
Jared talked to me. We had chili for dinner. We had cornbread on the side.
Oh no!
It was a nice addition. The kids absolutely loved it.
Sounds fire.
And we made 2 pans because I want some, put some bread on it and heat it up in the morning. And
So do you fart in front of Jared? Is that a thing?
Yeah, she does. Absolutely.
I send Dylan pictures of my shit every day.
I was going to say.
See, we don't close the door. But if I'm going, if I'm pooping, I'm like, listen, you can't. He'll close the door.
Listen,
kids running around.
Let me clarify. I have stomach problems. I have colitis.
Okay.
And
no.
I was diagnosed.
Keep talking about it because it'll make him leave. Keep talking about it.
Dylan had to go through all of that horrible beginning,
lot,
not knowing what the hell was happening to my stomach, almost shitting myself on several occasions early into our relationship as well. So there's just
red Chuck is.
I've shit myself on a job site, so it's all. I understand.
She's loved. It's okay.
No, I was raised in a house full of boys. Okay, so
she got a ton of brothers.
That's it. I'm just a boy, just one of the boys.
There's some stuff me and Jared, I'll have conversations with him, and he's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Dude, you're well now he's 30. You're 35 and you don't know this stuff yet. You really don't know this." And he's like, "No," and I'm like, what the fuck?
You know it. You just block it out,
Like to pretend it's not real.
Yeah. I mean, grew up with women.
Yeah, I did.
Women raised him and they never
poor man's heard enough.
But it makes me think too of how different households are.
Yeah.
Some households you don't talk about this stuff.
Our household does.
Yeah, we do.
Very scriptedly.
Really.
Do you know what's funny? I was talking to somebody about this earlier. My son's new thing is telling. I know this is my daughter's father's not around. He'll tell her. I know it just got really somber.
Sorry, I dropped my ring on the ground.
Waiting for you.
He'll tell he'll tell her, he'll be like, your dad went out for milk.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what the fuck?
He told me the other night that
he told Jared the other day, he was like, can you go to the store and get milk?
It's like, burn.
Yeah.
I was like, excuse you.
I don't know where this kid got this shit from.
Our kids are
Kids
just
are
fucking
crafty,
obsessed with
man.
us, so I don't know what that's like.
Yeah, ours don't leave the house. We're like,
They
get out of
don't
here.
Go away ever.
Go play.
I'm like,
Mine
go
are
do
too.
something, like.
It all starts with that whole "I can't hold my head up" shit, and then after that, it's just all downhill from there, right?
Yep.
Come on,
Yep.
put some effort in. Right?
Yep.
Come on.
That's
So
what it is.
how long do you you and Alicia have sober? Like how long?
We are actually I'm a day ahead of her in sobriety.
Ooh, rub it in.
So we have
Ego attached to that there, Dylan. Holy
That
shit!
was like
right?
pure coincidence too, actually.
But that's the thing is that me and Alicia we dated in high school, and then we obviously broke up and whatever, and then we kind of went our separate ways and went through addiction separately. But I'm clean from drugs, IV use for 7 years, but the most recent one was alcohol for me. That's when the alcoholism hit me, was when I got off the drugs. And then so basically I got sober. I went to detox and got off of alcohol, and I've been sober since. But we actually weren't together when this happened. We kind of found each other after.
Yeah, just coincidentally one day apart sober.
I did not.
I totally thought that's where that was going. I don't often go for a walk, but when I do, I take 13 steps.
Yeah, so just of mere coincidence that we got sober basically around the same time.
So he's got 7 years. So Alicia, you have 6 years and 364 days.
No. So that part is a little bit different. Our recent sober days are that. When, like you mentioned, when we were in high school together, I was using hydromorphs and perks, and it was kind of getting a bit out of control to the point where I was like, okay, I can't hide this anymore from anyone. So, and also, like, I actually really did love him, and I was like, I'm just gonna get clean. So I obviously lied, because I was like, I just need like a couple days to kick it.
Well, I mean,
we'll be fine.
Addicts are.
He'll never know.
Addicts are known for telling the truth.
Yeah, I was like, I just need a couple days. I just need a couple days to think. And unexpectedly, he was like, okay, well, how about we just break up then? And I was like,
yeah,
okay. So I didn't get clean right away. I found out I found out I was pregnant with my daughter, and it was pretty much from then on that I had to stop using opiates. But in 2020, I was just in a pretty bad, shitty place in my life, and I was with somebody who was like basically supplying me with it at that point. So I had an unlimited access to cocaine, and it started out where it was just like drinking and then doing it, and I was like, I'm a pro drinker, but I'm also doing like an 8-ball an hour, so it's evening me out, right? And then eventually it would turn into like 3 days where it was only drinking the first night, and now I've been up for 3 fucking days, haven't eaten, haven't slept, haven't left my bed. Like, I was sitting in bed just doing rails all fucking day, all night. And then like I would get up and do what was expected of me before my ex would come home from work. So it looked like I was doing something all day. And like in 40 minutes too, like I was like making meals, and my eyeballs were like, so, and then I'd take a bunch of benzos and level myself out. So I was taking like, 20 to 30 benzos a day.
I think I got lucky. I tried to take Xanax before to, level myself out, and I had an allergic reaction to it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're lucky.
Or at least I tell myself that I had an allergic reaction to it, like the restless arms, the itching, like it made it so much worse. Like I didn't calm the fuck down. I felt like I was I was fucking red, scratchy all over my arm. Like I decided to not touch them again.
Yeah, let's not do that again.
Yeah. Like this didn't help anything. I don't even feel good. I feel like shit.
The wildest part too was that like in my head, like it made sense because, you know, I mean, it always does, but
yeah,
I was like, I feel like there's just so much on my plate and there's just no way any human could possibly do all these things. But when I'm doing blow every single day, like I could do a fuck ton of shit. I took my washer apart. It stayed taken apart, but I took it apart.
Yeah, it gives you a little bit of an extra.
Fix it till it's broken.
Yeah.
I did like it up even worse. Now I got to fix it again.
I did like the most. And it just kind of got to the point where I think my ex was just like, yeah, I created a problem I don't want to deal with anymore. And he was like, peace. And it was like the best thing that ever happened to me because I look back and like, I probably wouldn't have stopped until I had to kind of thing. And that's like the worst part. But then as soon as I was put into a position where I had no choice but to stop, and I like really kind of sat back and looked at like the last few years of my life, I was like, what a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
And then I kind of started like realizing just like what I'd done. Like I smashed up my car. Like I cut off like pretty much everyone of my life. I lived in a different city. Like I was just isolated by myself. So I was like, that was the best thing that ever happened to me. But I'm actually grateful to the person who destroyed me because by leaving, he saved me. And then I moved home and saw Dylan here on like the third day. I was back in our hometown.
The way you said that, I seen it like the cartoons when those eyes pop out.
Yeah,
like that's what I just pictured when you said that.
I referred to them as precious moments eyes earlier because they're like those big black saucer eyes. They look like cartoon.
I know for me, like I'm 5.5 years, you know, from fentanyl, but like I'm also, you know, I'm kind of like you guys, you know, I have a more recent. I'm 15 months from Xanax, you know, and I wasn't using like. I wasn't addicted to Xanax. So like it was one of those things when after I got sober, I moved away from my hometown of Phoenix and then I moved back and I started getting like mad anxiety, like crazy anxiety. So like I went to a doctor and like I started like telling about my anxiety, but then what it was just like I ended up like not taking it, you know, not going the right way to go about it. And I was dishonest about it, you know, especially with her because again, we were long distance dating and whatnot.
Right.
And so like I always like to say though, like I'm 15 months from Xanax, you know, but I'm 5.5 years from fentanyl. So it's one of those things, you know, and the people that are out there, you know, a lot of them are like, well, no, you technically only have 15 months sober.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, you know, you can suck a dick. I mean, I'm sorry, but
no,
that's my personal
it's your recovery, man.
Yeah. I mean, I don't like to say, hey, I'm 7 years clean from drugs, because like I've used cocaine in my drinking, you know what I mean, here and there, but the drinking was a huge problem. But 7 years from like doing needles and opiates and
I mean
all
that's
stuff.
Still something to be celebrated and remembered.
Yeah,
it's not that you went back if you went back to using needles, okay, fine, I see that argument.
So that's what I like to say is like
but I'll pose a question to you on that too though, right? And it's something that there's a lot of conversation around. If you go back to using needles, you have a relapse that's a day, do you start back at zero in your recovery?
I would call that
would you call that a lapse or a relapse?
I think if it lasted one whole day of doing it all day,
I'd say
that's more closer to a relapse in my opinion. If you did it like the one time and then was like, oh fuck, you know, like if you're doing it more than once in that day, I feel like that's more than a slip.
If you just slipped and it was one time and you're like, oh fuck, I fucked up. And, you know, and I'm not doing that again.
I mean, in a general sense, you don't slip on a puddle and then just like chill there.
Right. But I mean, if
my outlook in that is actually a little bit different, where I would think, and I am like 100% clean since my sober date, right? But I still feel like if I'd gone back to smashing meth for even a couple days or whatever, and pulled myself out of it, I would probably still use the same date. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. And I mean,
that's because
that's acceptable.
All that work that I did, everything that I did in my recovery is why I'm able to stop after 2 days.
Right.
Like, so I don't feel like resetting the clock is a fair thing to expect of somebody else. Other than yourself. Right.
Yeah.
If it's
I was gonna say that's like how I would feel personally. But if it was someone else's recovery, I have no opinion on it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
well, see, here's the thing too. I have a
that's
question
the
for
best
you guys.
opinion right there.
You know, like Alicia had something that totally flipped my life upside down, but it was the best thing that happened to me. Like I was around a year and a half sober from fentanyl, and I was still drinking, and I used to always tell people like, you know, oh, I'm not fucking doing coke, I'm not doing this, I'm not doing that. Like I'm just drinking here and there, and then I got a DWI with my kids in the car.
Right.
Shit.
I blew. I was pretty close to a 0.3 that I blew.
Yeah. See,
and I don't
also got
even
one.
though that shit flipped my whole life upside down, and literally my world got flipped upside down.
Yeah.
Probation, drug court, CPS was involved for a year. I'm a felon, all that stuff. It wasn't a relapse to me.
Right.
It was not a relapse.
I think it's heavily circumstantial and in a lot of situations.
Yeah.
But I mean, like Chuck said, if I think I would probably still use the date that like if I was to use needles, which, you know, that's just so far from me. I'm just not even that person anymore. But I think that I would probably still use the date. And even with like me doing cocaine and whatever through my drinking and whatever, like I still say I was clean from drugs, you know what I mean? Because it's you know, like that's just like so far away, that person. It's like to take a look at who I am now and that person, it's almost like a stranger, right? And I was younger, but you know what I mean. But with the drinking, it's
like the little lapses teaches us too, and like my DWI taught me is accountability and responsibility.
Right. I got one too as well a few years ago, and like you said, it really fucks shit up for you. Like you know, a lot of
still on
jobs
probation
are gone
and everything
for me. You know, my license is gone. You know, I went to school for welding. Like there's no jobs for me to get like to be a welder because I need a license, and you know what I mean. It really fucks a lot of shit up, man.
That DWI is why I can't go to Canada.
Right. And like
no,
that's
it's like a bigger charge there, isn't it, than it is here? Oh no, it's a bigger charge here or something like that. One or the other.
So I had my kids in the car.
Yeah.
So it's automatically a felony. It's called Leandra's. It's Leandra's law. Although I have seen people that have gotten DWIs with their kids in the car where they didn't get charged with Leandra's, but I got it in September. December would have been 10 years since my previous DWI, and that would have fallen off. There's a possibility that I could have gotten it lowered. 4 months. 4 months shy.
Yeah. That's always the way too, isn't it?
Yeah. But you know what? Like Alicia said too, like her, you know, that happening, like that was the best thing that's happened to me because it has added that extra accountability in my life. Now, I'm not saying that I would have relapsed, like, you know, if I would have started drinking like crazy again, if I wasn't on probation and drug court and CPS and stuff like that. But it really is like that extra accountability and that support too, like being on CPS for a year, them telling me like within a year the difference that they seen in me, and me seeing a year of not drinking, all the stuff that I've done and other people noticing those changes in me, you know, mentally, physically, everything. Like it's nice to hear from them.
The more you hear it too, like the better it feels, the more you actually start to believe it. Because I think, well, going back to like, what was it, slip? Was it relapse? I think a lot of that is my own like being harder on myself than like the average person. I am so hard on myself. I always have been. And so like if I had, before my more recent addiction, had I slipped with an opiate then, I would have been like, I had like, you know, 10, 16 years or 15 years. And then I just like, after one, that was it. I was like, well, there, it's all gone now.
And you know
and then I'm just like, well, I fucked that up, and like I deserve this, and like it took me a really long time
to be on felony probation and meet with my probation officer on the phone some months. Like I don't even see him in person. I haven't pissed in a cup in over a year. Like that shows me too that I am doing a good job.
I think,
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I've actually been through like a children's aid situation. When I was using needles and meth and whatever, I actually lost my son to Child Protective Services. They took him, and so I moved away. That was when I got clean off of drugs, and I got him back, but that's like you said there, like it was every time I'd meet with the children's aid worker, you know, it was they were like, you're doing a great job, you know, and then they like sprung this random drug test on me at a meeting that I had with them, and he's like, we're gonna go right now, you know, he's like, and you know, if you don't show up to it, then it's a clear fail. And I was like, no, that's fine, let's go right now. And I went, and then as soon as I did that, 2 weeks later, they were like, here, you can have your son for weekends. Now, can you take him for a week? And then it was like, we're gonna place him back in your care, right? It was right after that drug test that that right away I was like, I'm doing it right. Here they really do. Unless you get, there are some that are straight assholes, but the one that I had he was really supportive of me. Because you could see, like, I went to parenting classes. I had a counselor, you know what I mean? I had a drug counselor, and he basically was like, why are you even here? You know what I mean? Like, he was like, you're doing great, and to have that support from people like that, it really does get you moving in the right direction, and it gets you feeling good about yourself, so that you can take on these things that are really difficult.
And I don't want anyone that's listening, like, at least for me, like, I don't want you guys to think that you need that external congratulations and like
gives
confirmation
you a nice
that you're
push,
doing good, that
validation is huge.
Yeah.
Right? It really is. And it's, you don't need it. Of course, if you need it, there's an aspect of your recovery you should probably work on, right? But
it does feel really good.
For example, I never counted my days. I still couldn't tell you exactly how I have to do the math every time, because I don't. I don't.
I rely on Dylan.
We just follow the I Am Sober app, and if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't know.
Right. But that said, when I figured out I was 2 weeks away from my 1 year, tell you what, I started paying attention in a hurry.
Right.
And it was like I'm really fucking proud of that. Right. So as much as I try not to place ego into that date, it's still like, it's and hey, Dim, you can always hold that one day over her head. Yeah. Always. So like, that's awesome, right? That's awesome.
It's because my birthday fell on the 22nd.
Yeah. If it wasn't
one last hurrah for my birthday.
Of what month? What month?
September.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just had our year and a half on the 20th of March, and that was my birthday, actually.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Stephanie says, I never count days, should I? And Stephanie, that's a personal preference.
Yeah, absolutely.
I seen this video one day where this girl was like, why do people count them? Why do you celebrate this stuff? You're celebrating that you're not a shithole?
Yeah,
like,
right. Every day is like
anymore, but
fuck them.
Every day is a milestone.
Do you know what though? With days, okay, I noticed them more on the days where I would, like, before, when I was more weak and like I would fall. You know what I mean? Yeah. Whereas like not to like be like, oh, look at me, but like I've had a lot of good things, kind of like things have just been lining up for us, and like I don't know if it's just that,
not like flexing for everybody's.
I know, like I mean,
ego, right? Yeah.
So
we
got.
Go ahead. Sorry. Oh, I was just gonna say, like, we got each other, and then we have our first place together, and now we're gonna move into a better place, and like I got my apprenticeship. Those are all things that like, it's so much good that I have to like forget all about my.
You gotta kind of check yourself, right?
Myself, and then like I'll be rotting in bed one day, like scrolling for hours and hours and hours, and when your brain is just like melting, that's when I'm like,
am I doing
how
enough?
Fucking sober am I right now? Because I need to know.
That's the thing though. In the beginning was when I really paid attention to I counted every day in the beginning until I hit about 6 months or so. I celebrated every single day. There, the I Am Sober app, I get a thing every day, twice a day, 8 o'clock, 8 a.m., 8 o'clock p.m. that says review your day, blah, blah, blah. Most of the time I don't even open it. You know, like when I started though, I used to write, you know, journals in it. I'd check on how much money I've saved not drinking, you know what I mean? But like that in the beginning, I really paid attention to that just because it was like huge for me. Every day that went by, I was like, I can do this, you know what I mean? And then as you get a little bit further into it, you start to like, I kind of start to just be like, I'm doing this. I've been doing this.
I noticed it was probably
routine,
around
right?
your 30 days where I noticed that you stopped counting the days.
As
opposed
that
to like
first
month
was
whatever.
The first month was very crucial.
He didn't
to me.
get a chip.
I didn't because I was in meetings at the time.
Yeah.
Listen, I didn't get a 30-day chip either. COVID shut everything down before I even hit 30 days.
I don't think
Do you know how bitter I am about that?
I didn't get a
made
chip
him
for like
one.
4 years.
Did you?
Yeah.
I
didn't.
made
Yeah,
him
she
one.
made me one. Yeah, and like that was sweet because I said to her, I'm like, man, what the fuck? I'm not getting a chip.
I have all my keychains from like going to new meetings, like being a newcomer, but that's it.
Was that
I
the
had
white
an
one?
18-month.
Just take a felt marker to it.
Yeah.
The white NAs that just for
the white ones are easy to color. You can just color it.
Yeah.
I did
You're
a
in
36
6 months. It's red now, and you know.
Yeah.
I'll mail you one to color me, Chuck.
I did a 30, 60, 90, and then I went from 90 to 18 months, and then I went 18 months to 4 years. So like all in between that, I never got anything.
I didn't like I don't go to meetings anymore, but in the beginning they were very important for me because you know, like I had to lean on those meetings until it was basically like, all right, I think I can do this without them.
Now, a question for you guys: what do you think was the most beneficial thing you got from meetings?
I really liked to share at the meetings. It was huge for me, especially going back to when I was on drugs. The drugs were something that obviously I couldn't talk to anyone about. You know, I kind of tried to keep it secret from you. You know, you always try to keep it, or you think it's a secret to everyone. You know, like, you know, because I mean, I was using meth and I had scabs all over my face, and you know what I mean, and needle track marks and whatever. But when I first got to like in a meeting setting, was in detox, and like I'm sitting there with you know, holes all over my arms, and they had some people come in and do a meeting, and that was the first. I was like super nervous, but once I started talking, I started feeling a huge relief that I could like talk about these things with people that, you know, have gone through this or gone through worse, or you know what I mean, or you know, some of these people, they're in there for 20 years, or some of them are there just like me, brand new. But I think that when I letting it out, and I think that I use the podcast as a way to do that as well, is just talking about it really made me feel better. So I think that was probably the biggest thing I took from them.
Yeah. What about you, Alicia?
I wasn't really a huge meeting gal. I actually did go. I like accompanied my best friend to meetings for her like, you know, milestones or whatever.
Shout out Erica.
Yeah. But I have a hard time with group settings in that way where people are sharing, because I don't know if it's my borderline personality disorder or what, but I go home, and even if I was to share that day and like let off my own personal burdens, I'm going home with every single person in that room's burdens, and it's fucking killing me. It's like I'm like I can't sleep because I can't stop thinking about this person and their life, and like their wife's cat died or like whatever, and I'm like it's sobbing. It's always I just absorb other people's trauma in that way.
I think this is something that
and it just like affected me.
I'm sorry I laughed about that. It reminds me of my brother-in-law's cousin's neighbor's aunt told her this.
I
make everything a joke.
That I think Chuck, you touched on with Dr. Lisa, actually, the episode I was listening to, where you know they were asking her like, how do you go in and listen to all these people every day, and she's like, I don't know, I just do it, right? But I think it's the empathy portion of it, right?
Yeah,
absolutely. And it's what makes someone like Dr. Lisa, or even yourselves as podcast hosts, myself as well. It's one of I'm super like hyper empathetic sometimes, right? But I think that's what makes you good at your job. Right? And definitely in Dr. Lisa's case, in her case, I mean, it's so easy to make it this kind of more scientific, mechanical thing than it is, you know what I mean, right? So for her, to be empathetic kind of makes her the exception to the rule, or to be hyper empathetic, I should say, right? Which makes her just amazing at her job, right?
Also,
100%.
building on that, the more I'm obviously a million times more emotionally stable than I've ever been.
Dylan, do you want to comment on that one?
You know what?
And he's watched.
I don't want to get on here and brag more, but our relationship is probably the most healthy relationship I have ever had in.
But you still got one more day than her, so whatever.
But I still have one more day. But it's real though. The connection that we have is just fantastic. You know what I mean? It's
I don't mean to interrupt.
Now, if you want to bring the kids on and ask that, then that's a different story.
These meetings were important to me because I could see people who had a week, 6 months, 2 years, 5 years, and how amazing their life was. Like, even if they were talking about like bad stuff going on, they were still happy. And I'm like, all right, do I want to live this shitty life? And oh my God, it's never going to get better. Like, I was seeing people, it was getting better. Like, it was proof that it can get better.
And you can also see them getting better. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I jumped in. I'm trying not to be that guy. So.
And like Dylan,
he's the one that crashed our party.
Dylan, I made sure every single time I spoke, even if it was just my name and how many days I had, I made sure every single meeting I was speaking, because I was making my sobriety a reality.
Right. And you know what? You'll get those people that are like,
it's going to be a reality.
Yeah, I'm the same. I had to say something, even if it was just reading from the book. You know what I mean? That was fine enough for me, but I had to say something, because some people will be like, pass. You know what I mean? And I was like, I can't pass it. I gotta say something.
That's crazy, man. So I'm very much an outgoing person, whether I was high, sober, whatever. I've always been. But when I got into that meetings, it took me forever to speak.
Yeah.
Right. To even do the readings was hard for me, because I'm so fucking hyper emotional. Like, I would just like think, and I'd start crying as I was reading. It was horrible. But I can tell you about one moment I had in a meeting. It's probably the most powerful thing I've ever seen. Is this guy, his young, like single digits young son died the day before, and he was in a meeting instead of in a bottle, right? Or whatever his drug was, right? And I remember thinking, oh my God, like, if you can do that, then I need to keep my shit together.
Yeah, right? it's a lot of people's safe space, right? There's there's some of them. I remember going to them 7 years ago when I was getting off drugs, and then going to them 18 months ago, and they're all the same people in there, and they've gone to 5 meetings that week, and it's a Wednesday.
It's like plenty of fish, only positive.
Right. And some of them they're in there a couple times a week, right? And they go in with their book, and they got it all marked up, and
those are the people that you like rely on being there. You know what I mean? You're like, I know this person's gonna be there when I get there, right?
Yeah. I definitely there. What do they say? Like, I definitely learned my lesson, because people used to be like, no, people go to meetings to find the drugs.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, everybody here's sober. Everybody's here sober. The third day I went to a meeting, 3rd day sober, there was this guy there, and I was getting a ride from a friend, and he just overheard me talking to people about, hey, I need a ride to a meeting tomorrow. I don't have a way there. He offered me a ride, and we would go to meetings every single day. Well, it turns out he knew my boyfriend at the time. Not me. And even though this guy had 4 years sober, there was something, he was paramedic, something traumatic happened at his job. He had to go to the meeting. That was his safe place. He ended up starting to use again because he met me, and my boyfriend at the time sought him out on Facebook, said, hey, how you doing? And they started getting drugs together, getting high together.
And there's
just
like in the middle,
because he was going to start using again, right?
Right.
But like, still to this day, like, it makes me feel bad. Yes, I tell myself that he's going to find it either way. But it's like, I feel bad that I had even mentioned his name to my boyfriend. Like, I feel bad that I even said that, because here's this guy with so much going for him.
Is supposed to mean anonymous. You kind of broke the thing there, right?
So I wanted to read this real quick. I have my sober app too, and the just for today says, our public image consists of what we have to offer. And that just, I wanted to throw that in before when we were talking about, outside validation and stuff like that.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely. It's and that's another thing too. The motivation tab on the app it really got me through too. And then you can like level it up, and you get as you go further, you get different, more intricate motivational quotes that you get. I mean, it helped me. It's just to see something positive as soon as you get up in the morning. It really does shape your day, right? It could go, you could be waking up to something negative, or you could be waking up to something positive. I think that's really important to have at the beginning, especially at the beginning.
That's what I thought of, Dylan, when you said like your app, in the morning and at night, it reminds you, like, even if you don't open it, it's still that reminder twice a day, like you're doing it.
Yeah. And I mean, on my phone, I can just actually swipe over, and I actually have a widget for it that just has how many days I have, right? And even that, just to look over at that, randomly through the day, if I'm feeling kind of shitty or whatever, it's a good push to be like, all right, this is what you fought for. Keep going.
Yeah.
The I Am Sober app, it actually makes you put in like why you're doing this. And I did have pictures of Alicia and the kids and whatever, right? And that keeps you going as well, right? It reminds you why you're getting sober. But you know what? I put a picture of me too, not because I'm egotistical or whatever, but not because I'm handsome, but I put it there because I know that I was doing it for myself as well, for a life that I wanted.
You're solid 8 still.
He's a 10 out of 10.
A good number.
What am I, Chuck?
In there, though.
What am I? Chuck,
I'm more
into
big dudes. I'm more into big dudes. Sorry. Yeah.
Fuck you. Jeez.
8's good. I'm happy with 8.
8 from another dude. That's like a 12.
You know what?
So
I always get higher
I am
numbers
very
from
straight.
dudes,
I am
man.
just being a smart ass right now. Absolutely, 100%. Yeah. Okay.
I always get like
you had to clear
6s
that
from
up.
girls and like high numbers from guys. Always.
Well,
I
I don't know what that says, but it says something that's witty that I can't think of right now. So yeah.
Anyways, Chuck,
I like Alicia, so Dylan, you're a 0. I mean, there's nothing being attracted there.
That's okay.
Hey,
great
that's
10.
That's worse than a 6.
According to Stephanie Finley, we're all 12 plus. So thank you.
Oh, there you go.
Thank you.
Love you.
So
we all have that sober glow, I think, is what it is. Right?
Yeah.
I was
Haley
just
says
thinking
that's
today,
12 guy numbers. Yeah.
I've been looking good.
Oh, did you see that one, Jared? It took me a second to pick up on it, but see if you can see the joke here. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 12-inch. Oh.
Damn, Haley, even us
12 in guy numbers.
for the guys.
So, no, think about that.
I read that's a 12.
Oh,
It's over. Yeah, me too.
He went
I was
size.
I read
Damn.
12-inch.
Me
Well, he
too.
did say bigger
I
guys.
did
so-
too.
That look from Brianna, she's like, okay,
I'm like, is that
settle
girl
down there, big
stapled
boy.
together under
Listen.
that table or what?
Chuck, I've been watching Monk. I used to watch it when I was younger. It's kind of my little binge show right now. They kidnapped this old lady and put an Afghan over her head, and I was in the living room just cracking up by myself yesterday.
Actually,
What?
I saw
Cracking
that, suggested to me to watch Monk.
Well,
I've never
if
heard
you
of
would
it.
have known that we are, if
Monk is pretty good. It's
back-
interesting to watch.
go back and watch the last Friday Night Live, guys, and you'll see why she's cracking up at Afghan.
Chuck was talking about an Afghan and a situation that happened when he lost something, and Jared thought he meant Afghanistan, not a blanket.
Like a people, yes, right.
Like he was using a person to cover himself up, not a blanket.
It was what we were talking about, and I was,
I've
oh my
thought the
gosh,
same thing though.
The euthanasia thing.
dude, we're okay. All right,
They're kind of close.
Without getting too much into it, Chuck was talking about banging somebody and said he had to do something with an
We were
Afghan.
talking about losing our virginity. You asked him when he lost his virginity.
So he mentioned something
traveling?
about an Afghan, and I was like, "Wait, you like fucked somebody from Afghanistan?" Like that's what I was.
No,
That's
he
what
had
I
to use an
thought.
Afghan to cover himself up with.
Okay, as you're telling this story, I'm like, were you traveling?
Yeah.
Does that even come? Oh, Afghanistan. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Okay. No.
Oh, wow.
Oh
We
my
got
God.
off topic. Yeah.
Anyway, well, We're gonna wrap it up close. We're gonna wrap it up here pretty soon, anyways, because like I said, man, we never know which way these lives are gonna go, left or right.
Look at that. We got Chuck just popped in out of nowhere. So
I know it's all good. He cried, Chuck. Remember,
hey, I'm
next
happy
time
that you did.
Next time you do something, Chuck, I'm gonna crash it. All right?
Yeah, well, that's
anytime. Right?
Tomorrow, no?
Yeah, link us in that.
Tomorrow we'll be on with you. So
yeah, that's right too. But not on live, not on Streamline.
Actually,
That'll be on Riverside.
Yeah.
Oh no, we're going on your platform. Sorry,
you're gonna be on mine. Yeah,
which is live.
So you are live.
It is live. Yeah.
Chuck, you better make sure you. Better make sure you're a 10 out of 10.
We don't have to go live. We can pre-record it.
Oh yeah, we
can.
I
don't care. I'm down for anything.
I just know it'll be like 4 a.m. for you. So
it doesn't. It's all. It doesn't matter. You know a little bit what time it is.
I was just talking about that before you hopped on. I'm like, the time difference. It caught me off guard. I was like, holy! It's like the future where you are right now.
Yeah, it sure is. It sure is. And it's like, it is so hot here. It's right now 29 degrees in Canadian, which is about 80 in American. Yeah. Right. And it's 8:41 in the morning.
Wow.
Wait, you're the one that's in Thailand?
Yes.
I'm so slow.
I was talking to her about it earlier. I'm like, this guy's living in the future right now. So
holy shit, that's cool.
So it's like so hot during the day that it just makes sense to work at
I would fucking love that.
Yeah, he's gotta have fucking toilet paper in his gooch because he's gonna sweat out his ass crack.
No,
that'd be me.
It's that hot. That would be you.
I'm never going to have
get there in the summer at 29. That's
sometimes we have starting here. We're going to be mid 40s here in another month.
Fucking hot enough here for me.
Yeah, that's too hot.
That's halfway to boiling, folks. That's what that is fucking hot.
I can't.
Only a lobster.
Once it starts getting hot and nasty out, my AC is on 66 and it stays there.
Yeah, we go on the lowest temperature possible on the AC.
62 is what we said.
My AC bill is more than my rent. My power bill is more than my rent.
Mine would be too because I can't stand the heat like that. That's too much for me.
It's because my rent is really cheap, not because the power is so expensive.
Oh,
well,
that must be freaking nice.
Thailand then because
we're getting straight up fucking robbed over here.
$1,900.
$140 for a 2-level half duplex with a yard, like fenced yard, and
it actually makes me want to puke.
Now, guess what he has to do for that? Guess what what favors he has to do?
BJ's to like old men.
No, he has to go around and use Afghans everywhere.
With eye contact, right? It's all about the eye contact.
With eye contact, you need the eye contact.
Yeah,
Dylan. Why don't you?
I don't have to. I actually, Jared, if you want. So here's something that's happened. My education visa is sorted out.
Yeah.
I transferred payment this morning, so because my family helped me out with that, which means that for the next year, I don't have to stress about staying in the country.
Yeah.
I can just be here, and so 2 days a week I go to learn Thai, and start to figure out the language a little bit. It's for a guy that was homeless just over a year ago, like 15 months ago, right? So stability is massively important to me.
Yeah.
Right. So every 30 days, it's alternating. I have to go to immigration, get an extension, and leave the country on the next 30, and then back to immigration on the next 30. So to go from that, so it's like you're constantly stressed about something not working out. Yeah. My last re-entry on the country, they said, that's it. You can't come back in without a different visa. So it was like, oh no, what am I going to do? Yeah. So now I have stability for a year. And I get to learn the language, which is super fucking cool.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, sounds like a good deal.
Very hard language. Yeah.
No, that's good. At least you don't have to worry about. I'm gonna start testing you on your Thai now. So.
Oh my god! Hi, puppy.
Where did that come from? You guys have a puppy?
It's not ours.
I get lonely sometimes and bored and little, and
she
goes a little flighty, and I go and steal my friend's dog.
Yeah.
The first time we went and got it, Jared didn't know that he got a puppy, and my kids were over there a couple days earlier, and I was like, "Babe, when you get home, the kids left some stuff at his house. We have to go pick it up." He's like, "Okay." He gets home, we go there, and the dog comes running out. He goes, "What's this?" I go, "It's what the kids forgot."
It's not ours.
We stole her on Easter. We went for a hike. And we stole the dog to go with us, and she's been here since.
I can't wait to take
Jake
on hikes.
Our dog out and
my
first summer.
My Sunny in a sidecar. I've duct taped a piece of conduit to the sidecar, like the steel conduit.
Yeah.
So it sticks way out front like a javelin, like I'm like jousting or something, right? But it's so I can use it as a camera rig. So it looks just insane, right? Like my neighbors all think I'm fucking nuts, right?
Yeah,
so I've got
sure.
this camera doubled back on it. And then last night I was like, I really need to think of like, I need to freshen this up, and a different camera angle is nice, but what else can I? So I've got some blinking LEDs coming now to wrap up on the sidecar as well. So I can do some night shoots. It's going to be fucking sweet.
Yeah.
Right?
That's cool, man. Yeah.
Now I'm also thinking about putting a green screen because I have a portable one behind him.
Yeah.
So I can have some real fun with it, right?
With the videos. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And then getting maybe
and a little canopy.
So I can I can do movements and stuff if I'm in
get
my
on a
green
little
suit.
goggles and stuff.
Or a hat.
He wants nothing to do with the helmet or the hat, nothing, or the goggles. Nope.
This one can hear the headphones.
Not even long enough to take a picture.
She can hear you guys through the headphones, and she's like moving closer and closer to them. Like, what's going on?
Jake, like,
that's my voice. My voice. That's all the bitches love my voice, right?
as soon as you even put the fucking harness on our dog, he's like,
yeah,
like paralyzed and doesn't want to walk. I'm like, bro, you're too.
This one, I feel
strong.
bad for her. I think she was definitely abused before,
Yeah.
but it makes her really sweet. Like when you go to pet her, put her leash on her to take her outside, she lays down and she gets on her back.
She's like,
and she just wants belly rubs. She's just
That's-
like, okay,
that's-
but she won't move. We were trying to put a harness on her earlier, and every time Jared went to go lean in to put it on her, she'd lay down. So I had to literally like physically hold her up so we could get the harness on her. But she's so sweet. She's amazing with the kids. Like
that's good. You need that.
I can't stop thinking about those buns I made just before. I literally took them out of the oven and
she likes
hopped
to
on this
bake.
podcast.
Bacon shit.
Well, with that being
I
said,
can't stop thinking about them. I'm
well,
gonna
since
eat one
Chuck's
for sure.
here,
hold on, I'm not. No, I'm not done yet. I keep trying to wrap up, and you guys cutting me off.
Sorry.
Chuck, he's emotional
Sorry,
again
Dad.
today.
No,
Right?
Call me later, Brianna. We can talk about it.
you know.
Okay.
No, listen. Chuck knows that I have like a structure when it comes to this thing, so
yeah.
I always gotta like if we're veering off, I gotta get us back on track.
Right.
He is, like you said,
been there.
Alicia, his dad. Not
Yes.
tonight, Jason.
No, not tonight, Jason. Game night. It'd probably be a
If
couple
Jordan
weeks.
wasn't being such, or Jared.
I don't know. I was thinking
Jared
maybe let's
something.
do it on Friday anyway again, because last time we had no shows, right? So
Maybe
right?
Friday.
Jared
yeah.
wasn't being such a party pooper, I definitely would pull the game out because I think
no.
Alicia and Dylan would be a lot of fun to play it with.
She wants to eat her buns. Okay, she's got buns that she's
Whose
got to
buns
eat.
is she eating?
I want to eat buns too.
You have some
dinner
talent.
rolls.
You can eat your own buns.
So for
Jeez.
Dylan, for the
You
ones
can
that
find
don't,
it on the internet somewhere. Just kidding.
Oh,
Jared.
Jesus.
All right, go
On
ahead.
OnlyPans.
Jared, take it away.
Jeez, you guys are killing me. One of us here has to have some structure,
That's
okay?
right.
Oh
No,
God,
you're right.
Chuck and his fucking sex doll. Jesus.
Oh my gosh. Greta. Wasn't that her name?
Gertie.
Gertie.
Yeah,
That's close.
Stephanie. That time of the
That's
month.
my nickname.
All right, go ahead, Jared.
Go, Jared.
Dylan, for the ones that do not know, tell us a little bit about High Sobriety, where they can find you, and then I know you. I know
no,
you
you're not
work. I know you
climbing up
already
there.
posted like your lineup, but if you want to let us know
Go ahead, fuck it. You wanna get
what
up there?
guests you got coming on this month and whatnot.
Yeah, man. High Sobriety Podcast. You can find us on Spotify, Apple
Okay, Jamie.
Podcast, Amazon, and just our Facebook page. We're also on TikTok. And
I've
we
been
do have
slacking.
an Instagram. It's not as active, but the TikTok is active, and I'm on the Facebook every day. So I am posting inspirational quotes, things like that. We do have quite the lineup in April. So we do have David Riggins is going to be on, Boston 2% will be on, and Haley will be on with us tomorrow. We're going to be on with Chuck. So look out for that. Yeah, I think that's about it. We are, we do just want to let you guys know that we are there. If you need any kind of support, there is a message button on the Facebook, so you can reach out to us. If you do need somebody just to talk to, we are there any time of the day.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I might take you up on that. You never know.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, man. You know, I'm open to talk to you.
Yeah, I'm always up for a good
Get
chat.
her off the table, please.
Off the table.
She's
Really?
living her best life.
She is. She went to go climb up on it, and I went to go take her down, and I'm like, you know what? You
That's
can't
not-
get up here on your own, so
Sure.
I guess I'll just
not
let her up
okay to
there.
Get her off the fucking table.
Once again,
I
though,
cleaned
Jared,
it, and I'll clean it after.
thank you so much for having us on, though. Like, we really appreciate it.
very
It was we had a really fun time. It was really good to talk to you guys. Chuck, thanks for jumping on with us.
Yeah, Chuck, since you're on, why don't you let us know what you got coming up for Ashes to Awesome?
This weekend, you know what? This weekend, one I've been waiting for a long time on the Weekend Ramble is Sonia Johnson's coming back on for her third appearance on the Ramble with Dr. Lisa, but also Adriana from Dear Recovery is going to be on with her. So I'm really excited for that. I've been trying to get Adriana for a long time. And then as far as the rest of the lineup goes, I'm more of a last minute figured out kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, I know what they are, just don't know the dates. So I'm like,
I
they'll be on.
usually just tell Dylan to tell me the day of when we have something.
Yeah, I'm like, we're
if you tell
today.
me
She's
anything,
like, okay.
it's gone the second it comes out of your
but at
mouth.
least I work around the schedule.
Yeah, he knows my schedule. He knows what my days are like. So
that's what I try to do.
Got to get Jamie Tall on as well. She's a hell of a guest.
Yes, definitely someone I have been. I think I actually added her
in the comments
earlier.
Just publicly call her out.
Yeah. Jamie's an amazing person. She's a really good friend of ours. She's a really good guest. So definitely. Well, I'll let you guys know what we got then for the for the month. Yesterday we dropped Rich Johnston's episode. That was yesterday, right? Yeah, that was yesterday. Rich is an interventionist, and so he's a really, really good guy. And then so this Friday we got Johnny from Chicago Hope Dealers dropping. We also have Nicole. I don't know how to say her last name. Y'all Canadians will probably know her. Nicole Obergaston.
Was that the one from Calgary?
Obrigovich.
Yes.
Obrigovich. Nicole Obrigovich from Calgary. Okay. We got Shay Mitchell. She goes by Shay's Not Drinking on Instagram. Rachel from Addict with Purpose, and Jonathan Field and Steve Knapp from Through the Glass Recovery. That's for this month. So
we've got a lineup all the way out to
we're
July.
Right now we go July 1st is what we're scheduled for releases right now.
Awesome.
So and that's doing 2 episodes a week. So it's
just like you two, Dylan.
No, it's not showing off.
We're gonna cut back and record Wednesdays and Saturdays, especially with the summer coming up. And like my schedule, like I've been leaving work early on Thursdays to record and everything like that. But sorry, I got distracted by Stephanie's comment.
Yeah,
it's also nice too, like with motorcycle season coming up and stuff like that. Like we're gonna be able to go out and enjoy ourselves and not have to be cramming. So we have content, and we can also take, a week or 2 off and just be able to
take a little vacation.
That
enjoy life.
The last time I won't be taking any time off ever for the next while. I'm in an apprenticeship, so all I do is work at work and then work at home, and then
it's a grind.
It's a grind. Yeah, and you know what? I work like in tourism, obviously, because of Niagara Falls. So it's now that it's ramping up the nicer weather, we're just we get our asses handed to us.
Yeah, we're back to never seeing each other.
Maybe you could get me across the border.
I used to
maybe with my hookups. Yeah.
If you guys can come to the side, we're in Niagara Falls pretty much every weekend in the summer riding our bike.
I'm in Niagara Falls every day now, but normally every weekend we're in Niagara Falls.
Yeah, that'd be cool, man. Yeah, definitely something I'll look into.
We're going to be doing outreaches with Appalled, and a lot of that stuff's going to be taking place in like the Buffalo, Niagara Falls area too.
Perfect. I'd love to do something like that, right? Because we're, right now we're mainly just, podcasting, but
I'd love to do some even just us. Stuff. We can go around, like those people and just hand out flyers and scream at people and stuff.
We're all trying to do a lot. We're doing a lot of the nonprofit and outreach stuff and whatnot.
Trying to get outside with it being nice.
You guys definitely want to get into
Narcan back and forth across the falls or something.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, do you guys know how they started building the bridge?
No.
They used a kite. They had a string on the kite and they would fly it back and forth.
Really?
Until they got enough and they started building it bigger and bigger. So yeah, maybe we could put some Narcan on a kite and try it. Or notes, like in jail, passing notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Send it down the fucking toilet system.
See if you can't get the whole, border patrol involved and
let's get them all. Let's get them all involved.
Yeah. Maybe we'll just stick to coming over legally.
There we go.
Yeah. Well, check it out. For anybody that's on, go follow High Sobriety Podcast. Go follow Ashes to Awesome, us as well as the Blaklist Podcast. Chuck, since you're on here, since you fucking crashed us, why don't you do your fucking outro?
Why don't you bring us to your favorite part of the show?
Your favorite part of the show. Oh, hold on. Explain to them too how the You Are Loved works. Yes.
Okay. When I point at you, you say you are loved. There we go. Okay, you'll know because you'll be really awkward because they'll start saying
he'll
it,
say
you'll be
he'll say
yeah,
use
okay.
the words, then we
Okay,
say you
yeah.
are loved and you.
I am loved or you are loved.
You are loved.
You are loved.
Oh.
If I was going to say that, I'd say you say I am loved. No, okay, that's why I said you are loved. Right?
Blonde is a lifestyle, so just relax.
You have to work on that
But
keen
I'll
sense
let
of the
I'll let
blatantly
Chuck do
obvious,
the
right?
outro
Yeah,
since
okay,
he came
yeah.
on, and he outros us all our lives anyways. So.
I yelled at him from the kitchen too. I'm like, hey, since Chuck's on, have him do his favorite part of the show.
All right. So that takes us to my favorite part of the show, and that's the daily gratitudes. So, Lisa, we'll start with you. What you got for some daily gratitudes?
Oh, like, sorry, you got
What are
me
you
tripped
grateful
up with
for?
the whole
Yeah,
"you
what
are
are you
loved" thing, and I
grateful
wasn't
for?
sure when we
Oh,
were doing
That's
that.
coming.
Not yet.
That's coming soon.
After
Okay,
these.
okay.
Go with the flow.
And in the comments,
Shh,
too,
just
drop
let
your
it
daily
happen.
gratitudes.
Yes.
What are you grateful for?
Why do I have to be first? I haven't had
'Cause you're-
time to
Because
rehearse
chivalry's
this in
not
my
dead.
head.
Because
Dylan can go
You have to
first.
think that hard about things to be grateful for. I mean,
Dylan, would you like to
There's
go
just
first?
so many, I don't know which one to pick.
I am grateful for you guys. I'm grateful for the recovery community, and I am grateful for Focusrite and Apple MacBooks for letting me get on here and do my
Let me
thing.
fuck it up.
No, I'm grateful for my family and my kids and the life that I've built outside of away from the crazy madness that I had built before, where I kind of just got out of that, and I'm grateful that I could get my way out of that and find my true happiness.
Awesome.
Yes, absolutely.
Awesome.
Are you
Alicia,
ready,
Are you
Alicia?
prepared now?
I'm ready now.
She's
Yeah.
like what he said.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Yes.
So everything he said. No, I'm just kidding.
Next.
I am extremely grateful for sleep, and I know that sounds silly, but
It's
it's
not.
something that I didn't come across, and it took me a really long time. But I love napping. I love when we lay down and nap.
Yeah.
I'm like so grateful for that time because it's actually peaceful, whereas like sleeping before made me want to like just die. I'm like, oh my God,
Mhm.
give me something to just knock me out so I don't have to be here
And
for
then you
another
get
second.
woken up because you're sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like super grateful to be on like a semi-normal sleeping pattern. I'm still not there, but it does feel a lot better. And because of that, I'm able to do, all the things in my day and in my life that I wasn't able to do or couldn't do. I'm grateful to Dylan because he is like the one thing that like at the end of the day, I'm like, I could just like throw it all away, but then I'm like, I'd throw mine away and throw, possibly his away because I would be doing it to the fucking max and I would die. And then,
And you're grateful for that shirt that he kept from high school.
yeah, I am grateful. Although in recovery, I'm grateful to have gained 40 fucking pounds.
Yeah.
So that
It's
shirt
the
no longer
recovery
fits
weight,
me
this.
anymore. But yeah, like I'm just grateful to be present. Like I've never been mentally present like I am now. And not hated every second of it. When I was like present in my body before, it just made me want to curl into a ball. So I don't feel that way now. And
great.
I know that like I'm way better to be around for other people. And since I worry more about everyone else than myself, I'm grateful that I'm good to be around.
Yeah, you are a delight.
Sorry, if you guys are hearing the fucking roosters crowing, it's Chuck's neighbors.
I love that.
Roosters, they got roosters, right? Yeah.
Brianna.
Brianna, you're next. Yes.
I am grateful for honesty. I used to always, I was honest to an extent.
Good one.
There's always white lies there, but I'm grateful that anything and everything that I do in my life, I can tell people about.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm proud of it.
Yeah.
Even if it's shitty stuff, Alicia, I fucking sleep. I can sleep 13 hours at a time, but I'll tell you that I slept and I am A-okay with it.
Yeah.
Like I'm grateful for honesty and living my life in an honest way now.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome.
I love that.
Are you honest? You got something to be honest with me about?
I'm always honest with you, babe.
With Chuck over here? Not you, Chuck.
Don't tell him. Don't tell him.
I told you.
There's another Chuck.
There's another Chuck.
He's a FedEx driver. That's what I call him.
Oh, he's another Chuck.
He's a friend of ours, and
we saw you checking out his package.
He called me earlier, and I didn't answer the phone, so he showed up, and Jared was outside, and he's like, "Is she sleeping?" And he's like, "No, she's inside." He had a knot in his back.
He needed her to rub a knot out of his back. So
I
touched him for like a minute, and I'm like, "All right, I'm getting the biofreeze. I'm putting biofreeze on you. We're not doing this." He's like, "Okay."
Wait, he's just like your local FedEx driver, or do we like?
Yeah,
know
he used to be a neighbor.
Oh,
and then he
okay,
moved,
okay. We know him then.
Sorry,
he's not
that's
just the
yeah,
FedEx.
Yeah, no.
She's not just rubbing random
Okay, I
FedEx
was
drivers'
like,
backs.
Yeah, that seems completely
No,
valid.
he's
Hey, I got a knot in my
It
back.
seems totally
Yeah.
right that you're doing that.
That's what I do. They tip me too.
I bet. Just
I
the
don't-
tip, though, eh?
I don't get no
Just
tip.
the tip.
The hell?
Yeah.
Well, what am I grateful
What
for?
did Jared tell him? Jared told him when he left, he goes, "I hope your back falls off."
Jared, what are you?
Oh,
grateful
Shan's in the house. Oh, hey,
Oh,
Shan. I
hey,
never saw
Shan.
you. If you
Hi,
said hi
Shan.
earlier.
No,
Shan.
Shan Burness.
I think this is
She's
the
a
first time I've seen her.
friend of mine from
A
same part
while.
of the world. Yeah,
while.
she's awesome. Yeah.
But I'm saying,
yeah.
like today, he thought he
Oh,
missed her.
yeah, today.
Yeah.
Kids are whining.
I'm grateful for
What else is new?
StreamYard.
Yeah.
What are we doing? Fucking not sponsored. Great gratitudes today, both of you, you and Dylan.
StreamYard's like that.
StreamYard.
Streamline's
No.
like, we got another one.
Yeah. No,
Everyone comment
You know
StreamYard.
what? So what would we do without it? Because it makes it so simple to
Mhm.
It does.
Mhm.
do
Yeah.
what we need to do.
For all
Like,
of us to
Riverside
connect. and to be
Riverside
able to
is
connect with other
so
people.
much better for recorded episodes. Like, it's
Yeah, you know what?
it-
Riverside,
they-
I checked it out as well too. But
We're talking about
it's not even
StreamYard right now,
close
Jeff.
like what StreamYard does, but for live streaming, StreamYard just makes it so fucking easy, right?
Yeah, I
click
just
on it,
show
there
up.
you go.
But
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm grateful for the recovery community, the friends that we've made through this platform, and the connections that we just continue to make, and the lives that we get to see changed. They shoot us messages. I'm like, listen, like
Yeah.
this episode helped me want to change my life.
Or even
And
just everybody that joins us in
Apparently
the
get some
comments,
closed
like
circuit TV at your house there too, right?
Yeah.
FedEx driver coming around.
Yeah. we have a camera. Don't
StreamYard's
worry.
been a little more useful than the FedEx.
No, but I'm grateful for everybody. So
Absolutely.
keep
It's true. Like, there's a lot of people in the comments. Like, I know their names, I know about their lives, but I'll be honest with you guys, I've never clicked on your profile, but I know who you are and I recognize
You
you.
creep everybody. You're
no,
like the
I straight
Facebook
up
creep.
creep everyone. I creep everyone. Everyone's
I-
mom, their grandma, the
Do you know what I
account
have-
they have for their cat.
Do you know what I have to do though, Alicia? Like, I'm the same way as you, like being empathetic. Like, if I were to go, like, if somebody comments something afterwards and I get tagged in it, like, I'll comment back, but I don't go through the comments afterwards.
Yeah.
I go like back to people's profiles and stuff, but I recognize them. Even like
Yeah.
too, like Shan, Jared said too. He's like, it's been a while.
yeah.
You
Since
guys,
we've
actually,
seen
you got to
her.
get her on the show. Both of you guys. Shan is an amazing guest.
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing
for
guest.
sure.
Yeah, lots of insights and
I think
for
too,
sure.
if Jasmine, if you're still here, I
Mhm.
don't know if you've gone on and filled out the intake form so we can schedule you too.
Yeah, if
you're
anybody
still here, Jasmine, you have to go do that. I'd love to have you on.
Yeah, if anybody's interested, go to the blacklistpodcast.com, fill out an intake form. We will get back with you.
Absolutely.
Chuck,
Yeah.
tell us what you're
I-
grateful for.
Yeah, you
I
gotta
am
tell
grateful
us
to
now.
my family for helping me get this education visa sorted out.
Hey, I don't know
For
if you
sense
heard
of
me before I said
relief.
congratulations.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
It's a big deal for me. I'm still Sonny always gets my gratitude with his Sonny in his sidecar and his tomfuckery. Alicia, have you seen those videos yet?
I don't think so.
He
I
sent
sent
me
one to Dylan earlier,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
you have to
okay.
check out the page.
I've
I
been
get- I
busy
got-
all night.
I got cameras rigged up on his sidecar, and we roll around Thailand, and it's just crazy.
you
It's
still
the
have your
neighbors think
drone?
I'm fucking nuts. I never had
We
a
should
drone.
do
That's
that
Mike's.
fake.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
Yeah.
cool when you did that video.
It
I have
is
a
like-
sunroof,
it's
so I should
crazy.
do that with my dog.
Yeah.
Why not? Right? Why not? I'm so grateful to him. He got out again this morning, but whatever, right? He makes me happy. So
Jared let our dog go last night.
It's not our dog.
The dog. She took off after the deer, and we had to go find her in the pitch black in the
It's
backyard.
pitch
That
black
doesn't-
at like 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, and you are afraid of the dark, or what's?
No, I wasn't gonna.
She's a black dog,
I'm
but
not
the
gonna-
white markings on her chest are the only way I was able to
That's-
see her.
Yeah.
I'm not
kind of-
chasing her ass. Okay,
That's kind of racist. I'm just saying.
she's lucky she came back because
She has black fur. She's
Yes.
a black
Too
fur
many
dog.
coyotes around here.
No,
They're
I
not-
don't take
our
the
dogs
dog
are,
out at
you know,
night
too
because
dangerous. You
since
can
he
hear
was a
them,
baby,
you know?
he'll just pull me all over the fucking place and like
Yeah.
he'll
Yeah.
chase after everything and like rip my arm out of the socket. So
Yeah.
I just let Dylan do it.
Oh,
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
we were to get a pup, though, that pup would be perfect. She's pretty much full size and having an apartment.
Yeah.
She's the
Yeah.
perfect
Yeah.
size.
Yeah,
for
that's
it.
why we're
we have
moving.
a Mastiff Shepherd, so he's still a baby. He's like almost 8. He's 8 months old.
He's about 80 pounds.
He's
Yeah.
big, but he's not. He's gonna get much
He's not
bigger.
full grown.
That's
So
a
good
lot of
thing we're
smart
moving out of
dog,
here.
too. You have to be.
Listen, I haven't
He's
seen your
very
guys'
smart.
dogs, but I can
Yeah.
say Sunny has some pretty good floppy ears.
Yeah,
Huh?
oh
He's
yeah.
got the best earwings. Of course he does. Yes.
You
He
need them for the
definitely
sidecar. You got to
Yeah.
have.
I love that.
Yeah, right.
all
I'm
right,
also
Chuck,
grateful
wrap
to
us up.
Every single person who continues to watch, like, comment, share on all of our content on all of our
Alicia, coming
platforms. It's definitely it's helping get the message out, and that's so important. Every time you do any one of these things, you're getting me a little bit closer to living my best life, and my friends here too. My best life is to make a humble living, spreading the message, and the message is this: if you're in active addiction right now, today could be that day. Today could be the day that you start a lifelong journey. Reach out to a friend, reach out to a family member, pray, go to church, go to a meeting, call in a detox, do whatever it is you got to do to get that journey started, because it is so much better than the alternative. If you have a loved one who's suffering an addiction right now, you're just taking the time to listen to this show. If you take one more minute out of your day and text that person, let them know they are loved. Use the words.
You
are loved.
are loved.
That little glimmer of hope just
It's
might
too
be